Was 9/11 a conspiracy? Was it all just an inside job? I don't know for sure, and I'm not trying to convince anyone of my own opinion. I do implore that you do your own research and draw your own conclusion. Today I'll be taking a look at 11 undeniable facts about 9/11. Please watch the video first and draw your own conclusion from that. Don't leave a comment before watching the video getting all emotional and reactionary saying, "How dare you?" That does not do anyone any favors, and having a real, civilized discussion would be great. Thank you. Number 11. When contact is lost with airplanes, fighter jets are sent in the air to investigate, usually within 20 minutes. This is a common procedure that happens over 100 times per year, but on 9/11 contact with the United Airlines flights was lost for over 2 hours without receiving any interception. Number 10. President Bush claimed to see the first plane hit the North Tower on TV as he was outside a classroom about to read to some kids, and, quote, the TV was obviously on, end quote. Footage of the first plane crash was never aired live and didn't play on television until September 12th. Even after being made aware of the second plane crash, Bush remained in the classroom for several minutes instead of being moved to a secure location. Number 9. The 9/11 Commission report wasn't started until a shocking 441 days after 9/11. Commissions on events such as the JFK shooting and Pearl Harbor begun only a week afterwards. Number 8. The 9/11 Commission only received $15 million of funding compared to the over $60 million spent on investigating Bill Clinton's affair with Monica Lewinsky, and left out so much information the book has long been referred to as the 9/11 Omission Report. Number 7. Structural engineer for the Twin Towers Leslie Robertson said he designed the buildings to withstand a Boeing 707 crashing into them. The 767s that did fly into the towers were slightly bigger, although Robertson said they could probably withstand multiple impacts of jetliners. Fellow engineer Charlie Thornton said, as far as a plane knocking a building over, that would not happen. Number 6. Hundreds of firefighters in the World Trade Center claimed to have heard bombs going off in the buildings in a pattern that sounded much like an organized demolition. Number 5. Steel-framed buildings have never fully collapsed from structural damage or fire. In 2005, the Windsor building in Spain was on fire and burned for nearly 24 hours. While 10 floors were destroyed, the core remained intact and the building did not fall over. Number 4. The steel beams could have been fully examined to see if they were weakened from fire, but contradictory to usual crime scene procedures, they were sent overseas and quickly melted down. Number 3. BBC correspondent Jane Stanley reported the collapse of Building 7 20 minutes before it happened. You can even see it standing right behind her as she's talking. Number 2. Building 7 fell several hours after the Twin Towers, although it was not hit by a plane. The explanation given is that its exterior metal beams gave way due to catching fire from the towers, which makes it sound like a pretty wimpy building. If this was the case, wouldn't you expect the other surrounding buildings to also catch fire and fall down? Building 7 also fell symmetrically and at near freefall speed, which would require all structural support to be pulled simultaneously. Number 1. 7 of these supposed hijackers are still alive, according to the BBC. One of them was identified after his passport survived intense fireballs and was ejected from the towers, landing several blocks away from the World Trade Center.
There are two main types of Draco reptilian, the kayaker and the warrior caste. The warrior caste Draco, pictured here, is a 7 to 8 foot tall biped and is feared throughout the galaxy for its fighting ability. It has vertically slit pupils and skin similar to that found on the stomach of a lizard. The kayaker Draco is considered to be the royal line of the Draco reptilian race and range from 14 to 22 feet in height and can weigh up to 1,800 pounds. They have winged appendages and are described as awesome and look remarkably like a dragon. Dracos are not seen as often as other reptilian aliens. They are similar in appearance to the indigenous reptilian, but do have distinct physical differences. The Draco has wings, whereas the indigenous reptilian does not. The wings consist of long, thin, bony spines or ribs that protrude out of the back. The ribs are adjoined by flaps of leathery dark skin. Normally, wings are kept in a retracted position. Another physical difference to the indigenous reptilian is that some Dracos have horns. They are located and develop midway between the brow and the top of the skull. Horns are conical in shape and have blunt tips. The Draco reptilian has a much more athletic build than other reptilian beings. Their upper torsos are extremely lean, and their neck muscles splay out from the base of their jaw to their shoulder blades. How do they behave? They are extremely intelligent, clairvoyant, and can be very sinister. According to the Draconian worldview, they were the first intelligent species in the galaxy and seeded many worlds with their biological offspring. They therefore see themselves as the natural rulers of all reptilian-controlled worlds, such as the Earth, and view humans as an inferior species. What are they up to? These aliens are in command of the Earth-based reptilians. The Earth-based reptilians are in turn in command of the large greys, who are in command of the small greys. The Dracos are interested in harvesting the Earth's resources and ensuring that these resources are efficiently exploited. It is rumoured that the Draco reptilian species are involved in controlling human beings who hold high office and therefore controlling institutions and financial systems. What do they eat? Their diet is similar to the indigenous reptilian, which includes lots of fresh raw meat. Where do they come from? The Draco reptilian originate from a planet which orbits Alpha Draconis, which is between Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. It is viewable in the northern evening sky between north and northwest, and is 215 light years from Earth. Would you invite one to meet your mother? No, the kayaker type would not fit inside your house. The warrior caste has the strength of 10 men and could kill you in the blink of an eye.
Mankind has always been fascinated by the thought of traveling in time. Over the centuries, there have been all kinds of ideas about how it could be done. But of course, time travel is impossible. Or is it? This is the story of Håkan Nordqvist, a man who claims to have visited the future.
Jag hade varit och jobbat på Öland. Och kom hem då och gick in i köket. Nej, vad fan. Så det var precis en massa vatten på golvet där då. Tänkte, fan. Ja, det är något rör där under diskhon och... Så jag hämtade verktygen då. Jag var in där och skulle börja dona och grejer och det och massa. Och nå inte det för det var så långt in under rören där då. Tänkte, fan. Jag fick krypa in där och... Jag bara kom längre och längre in där. Till slut i alla fall så blev det ljust. Jag kunde ställa mig upp på det här. Jaha, och därför jag ser mig själv som äldre då, kanske 70 något sånt där.
It would be very easy to dismiss Håkan Nordqvist as a liar. If it wasn't for this.
Som tur var då, för jag tänkte att det här kommer ingen tro på. Det finns inte en chans att folk kommer tro på det här. Så jag hade ju med mig mobilen så jag kunde filma det. Ja, vi stod där och tjafsade lite och... Ja, det var riktigt god känsla var det. Hur gott som helst.
Let's suppose for a moment that Håkan Nordqvist is telling the truth. If so, is there an explanation? We asked Hans Karlsson, professor in theoretical physics.
Det finns en massa teorier om att resa i tiden. En sådan teori är tvillingparadoxen. Det finns teorier kring svarta hål. Det finns teorier kring maskhål. En genväg mellan två platser i universum. Enligt fysikens lagar skulle dessa teoretiskt kunna uppstå. Sannolikheten är visserligen inte särskilt stor, men de teoretiska förutsättningarna finns så att man kan inte avfärda det.
Nej, men jag vet ju bara att jag träffar mig själv i framtiden och att jag... Nej, men det här är jävligt gött. Sen får ju folk tro vad de vill.
Håkan Nordqvist stands by his claim, and scientists can't completely dismiss his story. Even so, the question remains, is this really possible? As Albert Einstein once said, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It's the source of all true science."
What room is that?
If it's the room right above him, it should be 209.
John, do you copy? It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now. What's going on, John? There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room. Correct? John, just wait. We're going to get a hold of the police. So, I would wait for the police, John. Amy, John's going to enter the room real quick, just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one. John? John, are you there? Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now, if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there.